I do this for Catrice Green. I do it for Catrice Green. Catrice Green got the drop. Everybody, Catrice Green. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Catrice Green, I love you, sister. Thank you so much, man. This sister sent me an email at the time I needed it most. At the time, you know, where I was literally having the contemplation, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, we put this work in. Y'all don't know anything about the behind the scenes. Y'all don't know who's, you know what I'm saying, energizing, you know what I'm saying, the people that are coming before you to drop this drop. I mean, we real people, we in the street, you know what I'm saying, we putting things together, we got lives, we got families, we got children, you know what I mean? And then, as Drop Nation, we all come together. And Catrice Green is the, you know what I'm saying, I mean, she's the model, you know what I mean? This sister's amazing. She's going through a lot, but she took the time to one, buy a shirt and show her support. But real talk, man, she took the time to send me this email today. At the time I was just thinking, I was like, man, I know people are feeling this. I know, you know what I'm saying, it's a lot of new, you know what I'm saying, new paths that are opening up, new narrow roads, you know, that we're like, wow, okay, so if you're here, you can take this, but it's all leading to one destination. I don't know your road. You know what I'm saying? I can't speak for your pain that it took to get here, to get to this video today, to say, man, just let me just check some dropout. So for all those that are sending the love out, saying, man, you know, we truly do, you know what I'm saying, appreciate and take that drop and apply it. That's love. If you're applying it, if you're really applying it, that's the biggest, you know what I'm saying, boost of energy I can ever receive, because as you're putting it out, you know it's coming back to me. As I put it out and got to you, someone put it out to get. This is how we're now working as a community. It wasn't always about money circulating. It's about our energy circulating. They're concerned about how much time did a dollar circulate in the community. How much time does love circulate in the community? What is love? Love is an action. It's not an emotion. So the action of giving, the action of not killing, not stealing, that's love. Those are your commandments. It's simple, very simple. Nothing religious, nothing spooky, nothing hijack about it. What's hijack about not killing, not stealing, honoring your father, your mother, and vibrating with the Most High on the seventh day in the seventh heaven, in the throne? So Catrice Green, thank you for this email. I'm going to read a part of it if you don't mind, sister. And I'm going to keep saying Catrice got the drop. She said, hello, King. I'm going to get right to this, man. She said, back in April, I was diagnosed with multiple, I hope I say this right, myeloma, a blood cancer that affects the bones. When Lex mentioned your channel, it was no coincidence. I needed you, and hey, I knew it. I have changed so much in my thinking, and my energy has increased because I surround myself with only people who have high positive energy. Wow. I feel so much better that the cancer is almost gone, man. Everybody just say, Catrice got the drop. Catrice got the drop, man. I'm about to get my bongos going. All right, man. Catrice, I love you, sister. Real talk, man. I feel so much better that the cancer is almost gone. And I will be on my own bone marrow. I'll be my own bone marrow recipient. Yeah. That's supply and demand right there. You know what I'm saying? That's supply and demand right there. So you see, you never know who the Most High will send to your channel to hear your message. I also have 3 compression fractures in my mid and lower back, on top of what the sister's going through. You know what I'm saying, with the bone marrow and the the cancer, you know what I mean, with the, how you say that, the myeloma, just fancy words. But sister, you're right. This vibration is simple. They're complex about their fancy words, but you're getting to the root of it all. You're getting to the vibration of it all. Hey. I have 3 compression fractures in my mid and lower back, so my pain is being regulated with pain management. I tell people if my body could keep up with my mind, I do believe I would be able to fly. Sister, that's all right. She said, if my body can keep up with my mind, I do believe I'll be able to fly. Keep bringing the drop, young man. There are so many who appreciate what you're doing. Furthermore, if you want to keep saying my name, please do. Kind regards, Catrice, man. Catrice got the drop, man. Don't act like y'all don't know who Catrice is. Don't act like I gotta, you know what I'm saying, pull up the site, let y'all know who Catrice is, man. Let y'all know that Catrice got the drop. Man, hold up, man. Let's go into the drop zone. And then we're going to get to the Cakchiquels. I'll be right back on y'all in a second. We're just going to chill out, vibrate. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Just get ready. Get ready to go. We're going to get into the Popul Vuh. Shout out to Uno on the beats, man. Hit me with a clean PDF on that and so much more. So I'll be getting that Popul Vuh. I'll be getting back to the annals of the Cakchiquels. Be putting this together as we are getting, obviously, you know what I'm saying, combining everything we're doing with the no force on the flat earth, with the worlds beyond the poles, the Abizai, you know what I'm saying, with the J.C. Redpath, History of the United States, with the Biblioteca de Colombina Sevilla. All that's coming together. Remember, we're hitting 4 points here, and it's all here. We're staying with our energy. We're staying with our 432. We're staying, understanding our vibration. We're staying in our scripture, our word. We're understanding that. We're breaking it down to etymology. We're getting down to the root of it all. We're staying with our indigenous, our real history, searching through our indigenous history here and understanding that Jerusalem is Peru, and we are already home. And then you already know we got to keep our habitat. You know what I'm saying? We got to keep grounded in our habitat. So if we know we're not spinning, that's going to help us vibrate with the earth that's not moving. It's firm, it's fixed, it's immovable. We can now connect with that energy, knowing we're not spinning, knowing our creator is literally everywhere. That up is straight. We can go straight to get up. That nothing they told us is true. That everything's upside down. And when I say it's upside down, family. So love to y'all, man. Let's get it. I'll be back to read a little bit out of this. I'm going to go all the way back to the preface. I never knew how to say that word. Preface. I'm going to go to the preface. I'm going to go back to the preface. And then we're going to get to the Popul Vuh. And then we're going to have some fun, man. So this is what we do, man. We Drop Nation. We work together. We're a unit. You know what I mean? Let's get into the drop zone and go home. Let go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You know what time it is. Where's Catrice? Where's Catrice? Where's Catrice Green? Everybody say Catrice. Catrice got the drop. Catrice got the Catrice got the drop. Whoa, don't you go nowhere. Catrice rocks the drop. Catrice Green. On behalf of Drop Nation, sister, we love you. We know you fighting. We see the spirit of our mothers in you. We see wisdom at home in you. We see our Creator has shaped and molded you to perfection. And we know our Creator will mold you to perfection forever. So keep enduring the trial and know that you have stored up an amazing treasure every day that you fight. And if you want to see a miracle, then keep vibrating. Truly love you, Catrice. Catrice rocks the drop. Man, as soon as we get back on, as soon as we get our blog talk, again, I'm just waiting to, I'm in the process of moving, so y'all know how that is. So as soon as I get set up, hopefully it'll be a week, I'm getting Catrice, man. We're going to have an interview with Catrice. It's going to be all good, man. So love to Catrice. This is what I want to do right quick, though. I don't know what a wattle and daub hut is, but I want to learn how to build it in less than 10 minutes, or 11 minutes and 13 seconds. Y'all know what I'm saying. primitive technology. Y'all subscribe, man. And again, if you could find me, you know what I'm saying, some melanated bushmen out there, man, doing the same drop, let me know. But until then, man, we gotta learn, man. Even from Hot Jack City, he's out there, man, making it happen. He's learned all the indigenous primitive ways, and he wants to teach them back to the indigenous people. So I said, all right, I'll bring some primitive technology. Take it away. Y'all vibrate to this for a couple minutes, man, and we'll get back to the Cakchiquels, Popul Vuh. Man, this is like the real Tarzan, man. It's like Tarzan meets like RoboCop or something. Something crazy. Whoever he is, he has learned a lot of things. And how grateful are we to see the visual? So all we need to do is see it. We'll remember once we see it. Once we know it's possible, that memory will come back and our DNA will wake up. We'll know how to do all this again. And the beautiful thing is, according to Isaiah, our prophet, we don't really have to do all the building for ourselves once things get situated. But it's still good to know. Still good to know. Let's go. I think we might have to recruit old boy, man. Might have to go on and recruit him. Make sure he understand. Make sure he see the way. He's gonna need to do a lot of building, man. He's gonna have to hook us up. I think he owes us that. He owes us a hookup. And that's pretty dope. Yes, sir. That's pretty dope. That's the drop right there. That's the drop right there. Cold work. Real cold work. How you love that? Alright. So I just wanted to take y'all to it. Now, let's get back in here. We're just vibrating. Oh, right quick, right quick. This is really, let me just pause this right quick. This is us just, my children, man, they love saying, hey, hey. You know what I mean? It's just something in the vibration, you know? It's, a child would love it. When a child hears the Most High's name, a child loves it. It's just, you know, it's just that thing. It feels good. But now we're just playing around, man, you know, trying to put some drop down, and they started chatting, you know, hey, hey, and I had to put it on the record, man. We had a good time with this. Check it out. Great guys. Oh man, that's too Too much fun, man. You know what I'm saying? Teach them young, man. Teach them when they're young. I'm so grateful to be able to have an opportunity to raise children hijack free to the best of my ability. You know what I'm saying? Not just give in to the you know, to the average or to the norm, to the quote until pro, the operation. Not just give in to the system and systemized learning and systemized teaching. It's so interesting when we think about history. History is different wherever you go. Wherever you go, history is different. They record their history differently. And when you grow up being taught history through the eyes of that which is oppressing you, which has destroyed and mutilated you, well, then you shouldn't be surprised that you have to flip everything back over. You have to turn it all back around. You can't write from left to right. You got to go right to left. You got to flip it all to get the spell off you. You got to reverse. If we on the football field and this is the last play and we say, yo, all we can do is run something that they don't see coming, and we run a reverse, oh, we go the other way. I mean, when you got them, you like, got them, oh, to the house, to the zone, all right? So we got to get into the zone. We got to go home. Oh, wait. Hold up. Hold up. I haven't put these on the side yet, so I actually got to type them in before I go, man, before we keep going. This brother, Lord of the Universe. Lord of the Universe 13. Let me tell you, man. Let me tell you. That don't say it all. We already know. We got the power. We got the power. We got the power. Subscribe to Lord of the Universe 13. He is active. He is fully active. He's so active. Oh, you don't think he active when I say he active? You don't think he's in swag frequency right now? And what are you doing? He's in swag frequency right now. He wants us to know he and his family are in swag frequency. In Zion, Udall, National Park Drop, the Narrows. Take it away.
What you doing, yo?
Oh.
Where we at, yo?
Oh.
Where we at, yo?
Hey.
Mount Zion! We in the Narrows.
The Narrows. Look at this.
I got you right there, man.
Look at the family. Drop Nation. Who got the drop?
I got you.
Who got the drop?
Damn.
Who got the drop?
This shit just go on for miles and miles and miles. It just go on for miles and miles and
Yeah,
miles.
man. Look, love to you, brothers. Love to the family.
People walking, hiking.
This is awesome, man.
Try and get to it. That's all you see for miles and miles.
Awesome. Now, I know. You see all these people and you think, oh, that's a touristy place. Maybe I'll look at it one day. You think like they think. You look at this like they look at this. Because you have become them. And when I say reverse, you have to stop being them and start being you. If they're from concrete cities, and if their idea of civilization is buildings and concrete buildings on top of nature, destroy nature to build concrete buildings, cities, that's what robots do. You think like them. Oh, look at this nice little nature place. Nice little resorty. That's nice. It's such a nice, everyone's enjoying it. You should be disgusted. I mean, you know, I'm enjoying the frequency of the brother being there now in that perspective. But in our actual tribal perspective, we should be sick to our freaking stomachs to see our land being trodden down by Gentiles. This was the land of the Aztecs, Azlan. This is the land migrated through. you'll see Moses and the Aztecs, these tribes. You'll see the Cakchiquels. You'll see. This is their route. This is their place. This is what they call Anasazi. This is what you saw that Navajo dude, cat hijack, who said, oh yeah, that's all Navajo. Arizona, Colorado, New Mexico, Utah, all that. He claimed your whole land. He claims Zion. Do he look like you? Oh, you'll see. Yeah, it is important. It is about your seed. Which means, yeah, it is about what you look like. It's about your seed. A seed basically looks a certain way. Every seed is different. What seed are you? And once you get over all that emotion about it, then you just say truth is truth. And there's only truth. And everyone's design is different. You might have been put here just to see if you would choose up. If you weren't a part of this particular chosen people or seed, would you still choose up and support the people? Would you still get at them and be like, yo, let me help build you guys back. Let me help bring you back. I know that would satisfy the Creator to lift his people up. But no, our land is being trodden down by Gentiles. But let's enjoy the vibration of the perspective of returning. Yay! All right, Lord of the universe, take it away, man. Love you, man. Love you, bro. Glad you're out there making it happen with the family, man. Let's go.
So peaceful here, ain't nothing like it. And for it's the frequency, y'all.
Frequency.
432 frequency.
Uh-oh.
What you doing, baby? What are you doing, baby?
Uh-oh, who got the drop?
Come on. Can you make it?
Drop Nation.
Can you make it? You can make it.
There he is.
You can make it. You can.
We can. We can make it.
Come on, baby.
This is y'all right now. You think the Most High ain't perfect? This is you. You are this child. This child doesn't know if he can make it to cross the water, to get to the other side, to get comfort by his father. Can you make it? Who got the drop? Let go.
It's cold. You made it?
Come on.
Did you make it?
We made it.
Yeah. You want to go over there? Yes, yes. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. You already know.
Wow.
No natural waterfall coming out of rocks.
The water just flowing off the rock. You ready to be drinking all the minerals in your body. Vibration. Electricity frequency.
See how hot it is? I can't even get to the top, y'all. Like, damn. The narrows. What you doing, baby? Why are you going over there? What are you doing over there? What are you doing? What are you doing over there? What are you
Getting
doing
that
over
fresh electricity, man. Nah, man. Don't stop till you get enough. Don't stop till you get enough. Don't stop till you get enough. We got to keep it going with this brother. Here's a couple little, you know what I'm saying, quick fits. This is Utah, Mount Zion. Let's keep it going.
Fam? What up, fam? Where y'all at, fam? Huh? Damn, drop nation.
There go.
Who got the drop? I got the drop.
You got the drop.
Utah, I'm here where y'all at.
Yo.
Oh, man, this shit don't, man. Man, they cut down our trees, man.
Oh.
They cut down our trees, man. They cut down our trees, man.
When mountains was trees.
Oh, man, they cut them down. It's so beautiful here, though, man. Where y'all at, family? Ah. Look at our homes, y'all. Yeah. You can't even see it, though. I know. You can't even, I'm trying to zoom in on that shit, but, you know what I mean? All these trees just shoot to the heavens. It's crazy, man. I think these are rocks, but they really trees. Crazy, man. Crazy, man. Beautiful and crazy at the same time. Where y'all at?
Hey.
I'm on my way to the wilderness. I'm here, but I'm in the desert right now. I'm in Zion National. You know, checking shit out, checking things out. Yeah. Catch y'all in the field.
There go. Y'all think this ain't about activity? Did somebody have to give this brother directions? Or did he go seek it out, search it out, find it out? People keep commenting like, well, when do we go? What do we do? I'm like, look, you have to listen to the Creator inside of you. You have to listen. We all have to listen. It's not about our brains in this particular situation. This whole thing ain't about brains. Brains didn't create this place. Vibration created this. So what are you? So what is your out? You are everything. You are everywhere. But I can't stop. I said I can't stop. Just can't stop. Did I get enough? Let's keep it going, man. Let's keep it going. Let's get some more. Zion National Park. Emerald Pool.
But it's so beautiful, like.
Can y'all feel this vibration? Is this play? This is your home. This is your literal home.
Oh, that's that fresh water.
By
That's
birth.
not that fresh water, is it? That fresh. Where that come from out of there? I gotta drink and see some of that fresh water.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's the best water ever. Yeah. Oh man, it's so beautiful. Ain't nothing like it.
You got the fan bam. Beautiful.
Like it.
Very beautiful, man. So, hey, I don't know what else to tell y'all, man. I mean, can we take them away with this? Before we get into the Cakchiquels? Oh, yeah. Look at this. Look at the family, man. Y'all can't do this?
Yeah, that's how we doing it.
Uh-huh.
We out here.
Yeah?
Yeah, we out here.
Yeah?
Can y'all tell where I'm at? Utah!
Come on, man. Can we give this brother a power for assembling his troops, assembling his tribe? Man. And we have so much love for the King Lex Will, man, for breaking down, man, and making the path, make it make sense. So that this brother right here could look into it and say, okay, that makes sense. Keep going to that GoFundMe. Buy those shirts, the commandment shirts. Support the family. Let's go. Just chill out. How does this feel? What if it wasn't just a camping trip? What if you said, you know what, I'm home. I'll learn again. I'm home because this is mine. Who else is it? The Anasazi, the enemies of your ancestors? Oh, I think that describes me just fine. If they can't tell you who you are, how can they tell you who you're not? Drop Nation. How does it feel?
It's so beautiful out here. It's unbelievable. See our tree out? See that?
Wow. Look at this tree. You see this tree stump? You see this tree stump? Oh, it's just a mesa. It's just a mesa. This is a flat looking mountain thing. Volcanoes did it. Flat. By the way, are you on the ball? 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 Are you spinning? Huh? Are you? Do you feel like you're spinning right now? At over 1,000 miles per hour? With these giant trees going all the way up to the firmament, connecting everything like dreadlocks. Now, see, the root of the tree is still there, though, right? So they could not uproot you. They can't uproot you. They can't uproot your trees. They just cut them off. They just cut your hair. They just cut your hair. But the crystal skull is the crystal root, which has all the data and memory. So they go and they dig and they mine and get the crystals from the roots of these silicon trees that they cut down by order. They were being turned into giant Asherah poles, giant Christmas trees, and yeah, that's kind of chaotic. Let go.
See that tree? Where y'all at, fam?
We coming, brother.
It's hot out here today.
We are on the way. Who's on the way?
A lot of ants everywhere. Where y'all at? Huh?
Where y'all at? Let go.
Oh, man.
All right.
I don't even know what to say.
It's all good. I'm glad we got to dig on that. Glad we got to dig on it. And why does it matter? Why do we say, who are you? Why does it matter? And again, man, love to let us find the truth. You know what I mean? He's been hitting me with this Seawall for a minute. For some reason, I just haven't really paid it, you know what I'm saying, a whole lot of time. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I'm stubborn like that, you know. But at the right time, I'll pay attention. And, yeah, man, just really blew me away. Lex brought it up recently as well. The sister Nina's been kicking it as well. Seawall. And this is his very popular little write-up. Trying to see. All right. It's called the, hold up. Somebody want to jam me up, man? Let me just go over here. There we go. Alright. Let's get out the static. Static will never stop me. Alright. So, yeah, Seawall. You know, he definitely, you know, he's hijacked for sure. He is, I think, a Christian for sure. But he definitely does not, he's not cool with slavery. So he wrote, you know, this whole, you know, breakdown, you know what I'm saying? Basically, you know what I'm saying, breaking down point by point his issue with slavery. You know, and he used a lot of biblical references in describing you. Now remember, he's talking about slavery here. Here, right? We were slaves here. All throughout here. You were slaves in Egypt. You were slaves here, right? So these, in describing you, and this is his letter, these Ethiopians, as black as they are, feeling they are the sons and daughters of, seeing those F's are S's. Remember, that's how they get you with the Africa. Doesn't that look like an F? Right here? Right here? So I said feeing, and then I said, no, the F's are S's, and the S's are F's. So when you see Africa and it's spelled with two F's, when you look it up, AFF, that's ASS. Assyria. And that's what Lex Will broke it down. That's what we talking about. That's what I'm saying. Alright? So these Ethiopians, as black as they are, talking about you here. He's writing this from New England in Boston. Here. He's calling you Ethiopians because that's what they called, you know, black people everywhere at that time. These Ethiopians, as black as they are, seeing they are the sons and daughters of the first Adam, seeing they are the sons and daughters of the first Adam, you are Adamites. You are offspring of Adam, the first Adam, the brethren and sisters of the last Adam. So we were talking about Noah. And the offspring of God, they ought to be treated with a respect agreeable. So how you like that? Let's just get cozy and put all this in perspective. This is a very, very popular man. But he's writing about you in defense of you, so they marginalize him. Like Lex always say, you know, marginalize him. And with that, you have to find this stuff and you dig it up. And he's talking about slavery and he's calling you all Ethiopians. Which is honestly interesting because I have a map that has Ethiopia here in the Western Hemisphere. It has Egypt here. It has Kemet here. It has Zimbabwe here. And it has Timbuktu here. And they gave us another map. See, we think we look at maps and they're true. We look at maps and it's somebody's perception. Many times it's deception. So let's read it again. These Ethiopians, as black as they are, seeing that they are the sons and daughters of the first Adam, the brethren and sisters of the last Adam, and the offspring of God. You are the seed of the Creator, and everybody knows it. You all, for the most part, look similar. They said when we saw one Indian, you saw all Indians. I mean, you could all know that they are Indian. Referring to you people here. Not on the other side of the world. They said you guys have a distinct look where we know. When Lex showed y'all the video where they went to India and they said, we don't, dude from, I think, Congo, the African brother from Congo. And he said, well, you know, we don't really get along with the Indians. And you thought they were talking about something like, you know, Hindu looking person. But nah, they took you to a special area in India where there were people that looked just like they was in South Central. Just like they were just American blacks there. And you're like, how did you get there? And they said, well, we were dropped off here about 400 years ago. From where? Here. We were spread throughout the four corners of the earth. And you were dropped off from here in India. And when you want to find an Indian, they're not going to look for somebody that you think looks Indian. They call themselves different things. They don't call themselves Indian. The Africans in India don't call themselves Indian. The Indians are you. You people that were taken on boats from here to there. Offspring of Heya, God, right? They ought to be treated with a respect agreeable. Let me back it up a little bit. Actually, let me back it up to right here. Like I said, he's definitely hijacked, but, you know, he's trying to come to your defense. All right. It is observable that the Israelites were strictly forbidden the buying or selling one another for slaves. And God gauged his blessing in lieu of any loss. Can't see this part. Something the sight, I believe. Something concept they suffered thereby. And since the partition wall is broken down, how's that? Because they crossed the seas and they broke the wall, the barrier, to find you. You are the partition to get to the other side to find you. You're the partition wall that, that represents finding you. And since the partition wall is broken down, inordinate self-love should likewise be demolished. God expects that Christians, here we go, should be of a more ingenious and benign frame of spirit. Christians should carry it to all the world. Okay. He's still thinking that that makes sense, even though he's going to find Israelites on the other side. And that's what he found. As the Israelites were to carry it one towards another, and for men obstinately to persist in holding their neighbors and brethren under the rigor of perpetual bondage. And for men obstinately to, persist. To persist in holding their neighbors and brethren under the rigor of perpetual bondage. 1452, dumb Diversas, perpetual slavery. How many times you got to find out? How many documents do we have to uncover for you to see that you are currently in perpetual bondage, as per the Pope Nicholas V that signed the dumb Diversas Papal Bull? And that has not been taken away. And that is the real slave paper. And that slave paper lets you know that you are a prisoner of war. Not a Negro. You are, your title according to their law, according to the Geneva Convention, is prisoner of war. Now get your rights. Claim that you are a prisoner of war, because you are. They owe you things because they have you as a prisoner. You get asylum, you get refugee status, you got a whole nother song to sing, a whole nother freedom to ring. As a prisoner of war, you can't be that comfortable going to work every day, paying taxes to who? That's not even going to anything in America. That's going to the Queen. All taxes, so you get a check, you work your butt off, 30-40% of it is gone and it's going to the Queen? Facts. To the Queen. Who owns this place? The London Company. Who locked that down? King James. When did he come? 1611. 1603. When did he write the hijack? 1611. After finding you, getting your documents here to colonize you here and put the London Company here just to colonize you and to put you in slavery and then give you the 1611 hijack. Perpetual bondage seems to be no more proper way of gaining assurance that God has given them spiritual freedom. Our blessed Savior has altered the measures of the ancient love song. Our blessed Savior has altered the measures of the ancient love song. And set it to a most excellent new tune. Oh, we got a new tune. The ancient love song is you, and the new tune is them. The ancient love song is 432, and the excellent new tune is 440. They think they have an excellent new tune, a slave vibration, a Thoth spell barrier. You have an ancient love song, so you have to go home and sing your song again. Sing your song to the trees, which all ought to be ambitious of learning. These Ethiopians, as black as they are, seeing they are the sons and daughters of the first Adam, the brothers and sisters of the last Adam, and the offspring of God, they ought to be treated with respect agreeable. Samuel Seawall. Okay. Just let you know this ain't play. I'll put this link up and y'all can check out this entire document. It is called The Selling of Joseph. So look up The Selling of Joseph, Samuel Seawall, and get this drop For real, for real. For real, for real. For real. Alright. I'll get this little part up here. Right here it says, 'tis pity there should be more caution used in buying a horse, more caution used in buying a horse or a little lifeless dust than there is in purchasing men and women. Let me get that from the top. It's a pity there should be more caution used buying a horse or a little lifeless dust than there is in purchasing men and women, whereas they are the offspring of God. It's a pity. 'Tis a pity. There should be more caution used in buying a horse or a little lifeless piece of dust than there is in purchasing men and women, whereas they are the offspring, the seed of the Creator. Seawall writes, extending some fellow feeling to enslaved Africans, quote unquote, indigenous people in New England. Seawall refutes common contemporary arguments for slavery. The Africans have wars with one another. That's one of the arguments that they use for slavery, that we have wars with each other. So they got to enslave everybody. Our ships bring law. Another argument is our ships bring lawful captives taken to those wars. Our ships bring lawful captives taken to those wars. That just don't make no sense in any dimension. Africans are brought out of a pagan country into places where the gospel is preached. Ain't that what they taught you, Christian? Didn't you say, man, well, and how many times have you heard this? I think even that politician dude, man, the political dude, one of the presidential, you know, the quote unquote brother that was running, whatever his name is, you know what I'm talking about. He said something to that effect. He said, you know, and I think you've heard more powerful people say this type of shit. Oh, you know, the good thing about the slave trade is that, you know what I'm saying, without it, you know, you wouldn't have met Jesus. How would you have ever met Jesus if it wasn't for your colonizing? Do you see the hijack? City. How in the world would you ever understand? I'm talking to the Hebrews that, you know, are calling this Mashiach. You know, I'm talking to everybody who's calling this Jesus any name you want to call, anything that you think comes between you and your direct energy transfer flow, your Creator, who breathed directly into your nostril, his ruach, with no hijack. But you come back to him with a hijack because somebody brought it to you. That's your excuse? When you come to your Creator with a hijack and say, hey, Creator, it's good to see you again. I'm going to make sure your son's here in between us. Because he comes in between us. I have to get through him to get to you, right? That's what they told me. He's going to say, well, what about when you realize you were indigenous to America? And you realize that means they brought it to you. What happens when you realize it was brought to you because you were already here? Then do you thank your Creator for the slavery and say, thank you, man? What came out of it was that you brought me to a land that I wasn't from, and I have no rights there because I'm not indigenous there, so I'll never have rights because you're not indigenous, right? If you're not indigenous here, you'll never have rights here because you're not from here. You're a foreigner. You'll never have indigenous rights. Who cares if you're an indigenous African? If you're not an indigenous American, you'll never have rights as an indigenous American. And your Creator's going to ask you, what happened when you understood that you were an indigenous American? That you were already there. Now does it make sense that I would send news of my son through hijacks that slaughtered you? Or did I tell you, I am your Savior? Me. You are mine. You serve me. You ask the Christians, you know, is Jesus God or what? They were like, yeah, Jesus is the creator. Man, he said, you serve me. No, Jesus is the creator. Everything you do, you got to put it in the Son's name. Was Moses hijacked? Was Nehemiah hijacked? Was Esdras hijacked? Was Abraham hijacked? Was Isaiah hijacked? Was Daniel hijacked? Were any of these amazing, amazing patriarchs, were prophets, were any of them hijacked? Did they have anything in between them and the Creator? So they go and they die for this. They die for this. And then later on, you go back to them what they hijacked and say, but they brought it to me. Right? That was the good part of slavery. Even when you understood that you were already here. So what's in stone on your land since you were already here? Oh, you can find your commandments in stone. You can go to Los Lunas, New Mexico and find your commandments in stone. You can see what they're dating it. Between 1500 BC, 1000 BC, some even say 2000 BC. Whatever that means. It's old and it's pre-hijack. And it's your commandments. So what are you going to rock with? What do you know? You know that they're using the excuse that they brought you out of a pagan country into places where the gospel is preached. Now you're getting the gospel of this hijack. The new tune. What did we just read? I was on the page the whole time. Where do we see the new tune at? Hold up, y'all. I need to get this. Keep that table. The new tune. Oh, that was at the very end, Look at this. We just said it. But this says exactly what they say. The niggers are brought out of a pagan country into places where the gospel's preached. And now you got that embedded in your mind that the naggers are brought up out of a pagan country into places where the gospel's preached. Oh, Lord. Good, good, good. We can whoop their ass and just take their shit because they're not from here. They're not indigenous. They're from some place called Africa. They'll have no rights there. They got no land there. They got no land here. They're in perpetual bondage, but at least we brought them out of a pagan country into places where the gospel's preached. Like everywhere we colonize, everywhere we spread out. Where's that new tune? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Before I go crazy. Give me the tune, man. Give me the tune, man. Oh, man. Where's the tune? Gotta find my tune, man. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. I'm getting close. I'm getting close. Spiritual freedom. Love song. Our blessed Savior, that's who their hijack is, has altered the measures of the ancient love song. Oh, man. Did y'all just decode that with me? Did y'all just break that shit apart? Do you guys have the spiritual freedom to see through this hijack and put it back into order again? our blessed Savior. They're talking about Jesus Christ. And this is exactly what they're saying Jesus Christ, what he's saying Jesus Christ did. Jesus Christ altered the measure of the ancient love song. What is that? 432. The frequency. So he's saying Jesus Christ hijacked your frequency. Our blessed Savior has altered the measures of the ancient love song and set it to a most excellent new tune, which ought to be ambitious of learning. So we should all get on this new 440 hijack. Jesus Christ has turned 432 to 440. He has hijacked you. He has hijacked your ancient love song and set it to a most excellent new tune. All right. So I'm going to move ahead, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we got some more to get to. We got some more things to do. But definitely check out that Samuel Seawall, A Selling of Joseph, a Memorial. And I'll leave a link to it as well. And yeah, man. So he describes y'all as Ethiopians. You know, take it as you will. All right. Oh, let's get back to, you know what I'm saying? Let's get back to vibing. Let's keep vibing. Let's keep vibing. Let's just break it all the way back down. Let's just break it down to this. Let's just break it down. Slow it down. I get ahead of myself. All right. Let's get back to it. Annals of the Cakchiquels. I'm reading out this book because I have a different PDF in the library. So, dig on that. Dig on the library. Vibrate with us. I'm going to get to this Annals of the Cakchiquels. If you don't mind, I'm going to take a sip of water. And we'll get to the Popul Vuh. Let's see how we're doing on time. So yeah, perfect. I'm not going to get too much. It's going to be more of an introduction into the Popul Vuh. And, you know, based on how we feel, maybe I'll keep going with it. I definitely want to get to some more survival drop and some other things. So, thank you for vibrating with everybody. Much love. So I'm out of the preface, the preface. Yeah, I took it all the way back to the beginning because something just said, man, take it from the top, all the way from the top. And there's jewels and there's drop and there's babies in that bathwater from beginning to end in that book. And love to hire Mark because he brought my attention back to it by mentioning it. So love to you, brother. All right, so check it out. It is a curious fact that the three outstanding literary works which throw the most light on the life and thoughts of the American natives. So pay attention. Pay attention. It is a curious fact that the three outstanding literary works which throw the most light on the life and thoughts of the American natives come from a small area situated almost in the center of the continent. I call that Peru. What about you? Two of these works, the Popul Vuh, or Vuh, and the title of the Lords of Totonicapon, were written by the Quiche people and are anonymous accounts of the life of that Indian nation. The third one, written by two well-known natives, is the work which I present here in an English translation under the title The Annals of the Cakchiquels. The descendants of these people are still living in the interior of Guatemala and occupy the same territory where their ancestors, after long migration, settled for the first 200 First time hundreds of years ago. Excuse me. Now here we go. The Popul Vuh is a literary masterpiece which has been known and admired by the world since its first publication in Europe in the 19th century. So the world heard about it when it was published in Europe in the 19th century. That's when they hijacked it, translated it, and published it in Europe, and that's when it became popular to the world. When they say the world, they're saying them. The world doesn't mean you. You're the old world, right? And you're still in it. The Cakchiquels document is second only in importance to the Popul Vuh. So this Popul Vuh right here that I'm going to drop is second only in importance to the Popul Vuh. Alright? So I'm going to drop the 1-2. We're going to give him the 1-2. We're going to give him the 1-2. Alright, we're going to give him the Sugar Ray Leonard 1-2. We can give him the Mike Tyson 1-2. However y'all want to do it. Muhammad Ali. But we're going to 1-2. I'm going to drop basically both of these, you know. Might be a 2 or 3 part joint that I put together. And I'll be going back and forth from the Cakchiquels and the Popul Vuh, since they are considered literary masterpieces, and since the Cakchiquels document is second only in importance to the Popul Vuh. The distinguished American ethnologist Daniel G. Britton published the original text and an English version of the Cakchiquels Annals in Philadelphia, 1885. So the Britton publication is the one that's in our library, so check it out. So it's getting, you know, much love and all that from this cat, so, you know, check it out. So it's the English version of the Cakchiquels Annals in Philadelphia, 1885. In the preface to his translation, Mr. Britton said that both for its historical and linguistic merits, this document is one of the most important in Aboriginal American literature. Britton said that both for its historic and linguistic merits, this document is one of the most important in Aboriginal American literature. Since Britton's time, considerable progress has been made in the study of the ancient people of Mexico and Central America. So we're going back to Peru. Mexico and Peru have been tied because this all makes up the kingdom. When you think about Mexico, Peru, the connection, you know, that's all, you know, the kingdom. They call it black kingdoms in certain maps. That's where the power is. That's where the power is, not just what's on top of it, but it's the actual trees itself. It's the actual sacred trees. It's the actual center. It's the center. Cuzco is the navel. Look up Cuzco, Peru, and you'll see it's the navel. Considered the navel. Why? Real interest has been shown by the public in the archaeology and languages of this section of the Western Hemisphere, where a brilliant civilization flourished several centuries before the Spanish conquest. Students of the American history will find in this new translation of the Annals of the Cakchiquels and the title of the Lords of Totonicapan, which is also included in this volume, a source of knowledge and interest concerning the ancient inhabitants of the territory of Guatemala, the direct descendants of the Maya. It is my earnest hope that the publication of these documents in their present form may contribute to a more exact appreciation of these people and will show them in their true perspective as an intelligent race with an advanced political organization. This is you, Negro. This is what they found here, Negro. Where do you think they got their stuff from? We the people, that is us. Cherokee, we the people. Then they say we the people, mocking us. We the people, we the people, we the people. Alright, so that these people give a more exact appreciation for these people and will show them in their true perspective as an intelligent race with an advanced political organization, definite spiritual needs, and a sense of morality and justice. Adrian Racino. So Racino does a great translation, and he gives props to Britton, who does a great translation, I think, before him. And the Britton copy is in our drop library. And I'll just get the first page of the introduction before moving on to the Popul Vuh. History of the Cakchiquels manuscript. Elsewhere, I have told the story of the beginnings of writings in America, particularly in Mexico and Guatemala, where this almost divine art reached its greatest development. The native writers quickly learned to use the Spanish alphabet and began to compose the histories, books, and annals, which are the source and basis of our knowledge of life and customs among the primitive inhabitants of this continent. So yeah, they were forced to get this Spanish conquistador language and, you know, start translating, you know what I'm saying, some of their stuff. And that became the source and basis of knowledge of life, of their knowledge of life and customs among the primitive inhabitants of this continent. All right. They love to throw primitive around. In undertaking this work immediately after the conquest, that's the key word, conquest, you were already here and you were conquested. You are a prisoner of war. This just happened, people. You just got invaded. Think about any other invasion. That's you. You got invaded. Yeah, that requires you to wake up and see all the bullshit they teaching you and reverse it. They may have been, since immediately after the conquest, they may have been led by an impulse of their own to preserve in writing the deeds and legends of their ancestors, which had come down to them only by word of mouth and through paintings, or they may have been following the suggestion of Roman Catholic missionaries. I think they might have been following the suggestion of Roman Catholic mysteries, like they say. What about you? Interested in the ancient history of America. The native literature of Guatemala has contributed to our knowledge of ancient times in America through a great book, the Popul Vuh, which relates the religious beliefs and theories of creation held by the races that inhabited the region extending south of Mexico. I'll say that again. Our knowledge of ancient times in America through a great book, the Popul Vuh, which relates the religious beliefs and theories of creation held by the races that inhabited the region extending south of Mexico, and whose ideas are tinged with the culture introduced to that region by the great Toltec civilizer, and that's the one they call Cacchiquels. All right, so we're going to break down that name. We're going to break down a little bit more into that, but this is just an intro. So you see how they bounce off each other, that this manuscript goes with the Popul Vuh, and that's what I'm going to go into. But I will go back to the introduction another time. This is the last part of it right here that I'll get. The Quiche people, whose traditions and history are recorded in the Popul Vuh, were not the only race that developed an important culture in Guatemala. Close by and in constant rivalry with the Quiches, the Cakchiquel nation prospered. To be precise, these people were not different from the Quiche. On the contrary, the two formed one branch of the Maya race, whose marvelous civilization had spread over the Central America area several centuries earlier. All right. So check it out. Somebody caught that. Two formed one branch. What does that remind you of? Isn't it something in Ezekiel? Is it Ezekiel? Talking about the two branches. You know, Ephraim and Judah will be formed and come back to be one branch. You know, put the sticks together. You know what I'm talking about. Somebody got that verse in their head. I think it's in Ezekiel. But keep that in mind. And I don't know. We like to surf the wave. I don't know. But here's a interesting way to look at it. All right. To be precise. So first they said they had a constant rivalry. So didn't we have constant rivalries with the North and South? Northern Kingdom, Southern Kingdom? All right. So the Quiche people, whose traditions and history are recorded in the Popul Vuh, were not the only race that developed an important culture in Guatemala. Close by and in constant rivalry with the Quiches, the Cakchiquel nation prospered. So it's like the Popul Vuh are the Quiche, and the Cakchiquel are also Quiche, but they're different than Quiche. The Cakchiquel nation prospered. To be precise, these people were not different from the Quiche, so they're the same. On the contrary, the two form one branch of the Maya race, whose marvelous civilization has spread over the Central American area several centuries earlier. So that sounds very interesting, reading through it that particular way. That these people were, had like a sibling rivalry is what it sounded like. All right. That close by and constant rivalry with the Quiches, the Cakchiquel nation prospered. To be precise, these people were not different from the Quiche. On the contrary, the two formed one branch. All right, love the smiles, man. Welcome to Swag Frequency. So the two form one branch. The two form one branch. So here's a shot in the dark, right? Here's a theory. Here's a hypothesis. We're not afraid of hypothesis. I'm just reading. So surf the wave. All right. So is it saying that is this book? Are these records saying that the Quiches and the Cakchiquels, the two form one branch, so they're brothers, they're the same tribe, but they're different. They have rivalry. One of them records their records in the Popul Vuh. The other records their records in the annals of the Cakchiquels. So one kingdom is the Cakchiquels, one is the Quiche. One of those might be Ephraim. One of those might be Yaquah. Right? Judah, Yahuda, right? But all of it is Yaquah. And that's what they say actually in this particular joint. When you go ahead, I'm going to skip ahead to page 170. And we'll get back to it. All right, page 170. The chiefs of the third Quiche tribe or nation were also four, and they are Kiayota, Chia Sitzkiat, Yol Chitum, Yal Chibarab, and Chipa Magel. These were the trunk and root of the houses and families of the Gala Hiha and the Sununi Ha. But this tribe distinguished itself with the name Yaakov, or Jacob, Yaakov. This tribe distinguished itself with the name Yaakov, Jacob. These then were the three nations. These then were the three nations of Quiches, and they came from where the sun rises. Descendants of Israel, of the same language and the same customs. So first we have Samuel Seawall calling you Ethiopians, and then you remember your creator saying, "Are you not like unto the Ethiopian unto me?" And you're being called Ethiopians by Samuel Seawall. Black as you are in New England, right? So you understand that when the Alabama dude says that these black people are aboriginals and he apologizes for it, he's talking to you. So that's you. You get it? Columbus said, "I'm coming to America to seize Jerusalem, to seize the holy city and Mount Zion in the Biblioteca de Colombina in Sevilla, Spain." He says he's coming to America for the holy city. He said he's coming to seize Jerusalem. Where? Peru. Their forces ended up taking it. Whether he got there or not, they got there. These then were the three nations of Quiches, and they came from where the sun rises, descendants of Israel, of the same language and the same customs. Remember, you're in the east, not the west. You'll see. And when I say you're in the east, not the west, I say you're in the east, not the west. Do you understand? Do you overstand? Do you understand? This is your world. They flipped it on you and taught you the other way. This is what Assyria or Africa looks like. And this is where they found you. This is where they found you, Negro, in the new world, which is the old world. And we'll get a little bit of this later, the Alkebu-lan. Alright, this was a map projection done to, kind of bring out one of those alternate history type of things. Like, what if the Europeans, never made it through the Black Plague and never colonized everybody? What would the thing actually still look like today? What would our perspective of this Africa be if we were not colonized? And this is what he did in the 1800s, I believe, 1844. This is supposed to be Africa, a 1260 version of it. So in the 13th century, this is, with all his research, what would have been and what might still have been if without the conquest of Europeans. You see, they got a lot of Islamic, situations still going, obviously, without the conquest of the European. And you see it's upside down because they taught you backwards. So this person's giving you a perspective that's not hijacked and letting you know, look, this is how it really looks. Now, are you from here? You might still think so. You might still think so. You might still think so. Even when you see you've been flip-flopped and they're telling you you're from here. And they're telling you you're spinning on a ball. That's what their science is telling you that they found here. Alright? Let me get the last part. So these then were the three nations of Cusco, and they came from where the sun rises, descendants of Israel, of the same language and the same customs. When they rose from Tulan, Sivan, and the first leader was Balaam Keats by unanimous vote. And then the great father, Nakzik, gave them a present called Garan Gagel. When they arrived at and that means it has a little number. It says the bundle, the symbol of power and majesty. They carefully kept stone, which, as related further on, made the other peoples fear and respect the Quiches. So whatever this Giran Galal is, GIRON-GAGAL, I'll read that part again. So this Balaam Keats, which looks like he's a Moshe figure, by unanimous vote, he gets the vote. And then the great father Nakzik, it says Naxit, gave them a present called Giran Gaga, which they say is the bundle, the symbol of power and majesty. They carefully kept stone, which, as related further on, made the other people fear and respect the Quiches. And that's from the Popul Vuh. So this stone sounds a lot like the Ark of the Covenant. It sounds a lot like some type of technology, right? So it says when they arrived with this technology at the edge of the sea, Balaam Keats touched it with his staff, and at once a path opened, which then closed up again, for thus the great God wished it to be done, because they were sons of Abraham and Jacob. So it was that these three nations passed through, and with them 13 others called Vugumag, Vukkamag. And down here it says Vugumag, and further on, literally the 7 tribes. But actually there were 13, so that term means literally the 7 tribes. So they carried another 3 tribes with them. So you got, those 3 tribes plus 7 is 10. So now we have 10 tribes. When they arrived at the edge of the sea, Balaam Keats touched it with his staff, and at once a path opened, and then closed up again. For thus the great God wished it to be done, because they were sons of Abraham and Jacob. So it was that these 3 nations passed through, and with them 13 others called Vugumag, which breaks down to the 7 tribes, or, you know what I'm saying, then it says, which were actually 13. Okay. Okay. So that's the Cakchiquels. We'll get that back. And just want to do a quick intro right here to the Popul Vuh. And this, I'll put the link up to this PDF. I didn't put it in the library yet, so I'll get to it, man. I'll get on it. I actually want to get... this is a good part. I want to get this. It's talking about the Aztec poetry had no permanent reality of its own, no more than a dream. It is only by an accident history that we know of them all. Soon after the Spanish conquest of the Aztec Empire in 1521, a few Spanish missionaries, Andres de Olmes, these guys preserved some manuscripts. Alright, I want to get that, but I'm going to get right to it, man. We got a couple minutes. Let's do a dismount on the Popul Vuh. This is just the intro. I just wanted to, you know, see if it's something that might be worth surfing here, man. And I think it is. What do you think? What do my people think? Let's go. All right. Here we go. I'm gonna start right here. How we doing? Alright, dismount, Popul Vuh. This is the beginning of the ancient traditions of this place called Quiche. Alright. Here we shall write. Here we shall begin to tell the ancient stories of the beginning. The origin of all that was done in the citadel of Quiche among the people of the Quiche nation. Here we shall gather the manifestations, the declarations, the accounting of the sowing and the dawning by the framer and the shaper, she who has borne children, and he who has begotten sons, as they are called, along with Hanuapu Possum, Hanuapu Coyote, Great White Pacari, and Keoti, Sovereign, and Quetzal Serpent. That's that ancient, you know what I'm saying? This is the flip-flop. So in Christianity, we get serpent, you know, how they give us. And then we are learning and understanding everyone's interpretation of this. And we're getting to the root. What is the meaning of these things? Heart and lake and heart. Heart of lake and heart of sea. Creator of the green earth and creator of the blue sky, as they are called. Now, this is very interesting, right? So first it's like, okay, who's this framer? Who's this shaper? Then, you know, I was rapping with my man Uno on the beats, man. We always be having some deep 1-2s, man. He broke it, you know what I'm saying? We were just going, man, for hours. And it just really started ringing, man. You know, that wisdom, with wisdom. I remember a brother broke down a while back about wisdom, in the beginning, with wisdom. Translating that in Hebrew, in the beginning to with wisdom. In the beginning, God created the earth. With wisdom, God created the earth. So, you know, that's worth looking into, that particular translation, breaking down in the beginning to with wisdom. But that's what I thought about, with wisdom. And it just hit me. I said, with wisdom. Wisdom is feminine. Our Father created all this with the feminine. The male and female energy connected. I said, wow. And we just started going from there. They literally split us apart. And they gave us hijacks, both sides. And they got us in Christianity and Islam. One goes to a female deity, Allah, which you'll see here. Alam is another name that they called. But we're going back to wisdom. And then the other goes into what? Jesus Christ, some other hijack. But that's your male, father. As if your father's just up there alone and doesn't understand the feminine at all. How does he understand? How do we have a nuclear family without our father and a mother? Our mother earth is getting her energy from where? Our women, our energy from where? Our men are getting their energy from where? The framer and the shaper. We exist in a divine nuclear house where there's a mother and a father, but there's an order and there's a house. Your father is the shaper. His laws shape you. In your house, your father's law is how it goes down, or there's no other way. Your mother is the framer. She's creativity, right? Don't the women decorate the house? And don't the father's law, ain't it what runs the house? The father shapes it. The mother frames it. She does the nesting with wisdom. Your father created the earth with the framer. He shaped it with wisdom. Doesn't King David cry out for wisdom, cries for the mother? But the mother's only with you when you're in line with the order, with the law of the shaper. It's his house. That's the head of the house, the shaper. But with wisdom, he creates. It's the nuclear family, and you are a reflection of it. But they took the feminine out in Christianity, and they gave feminine deities all throughout Egypt and all this feminine stuff, and we don't understand it. The balance, the framer and the shaper. Let's go. Go back to the top. Actually, from right here. Here we shall gather the manifestations, the declarations, the account of the sowing and the dawning by the framer and the shaper. We can look at that as wisdom and Heya, right? Heya, law, the creator. With wisdom, the framer, your mother. Kingdoms are conquered with wisdom. Kingdoms are kept with wisdom. You lost your freedom. You lost it because you had no more wisdom. Because she abandoned you. Because you abandoned your law. You had no more shape. So you had no more frame. She who has borne children. Okay. And he who has begotten sons. As they are called. So she who has borne children. And he only begets sons. And I had to go and see what it means. So it says, these are the, sorry if you can't read it, but pull up the document. These are the titles for the divine couple, Exmukani, Expiakok. Yemenes translated their Quiche names, Alam and Kajalam. And what do Islam got? They got Allah, Alat. But pre-hijack, according to these Quiche, you know what I'm saying, translations that we're looking into, Alam was referring to the feminine wisdom. It was another name for what I believe is wisdom. Because that's the feminine that we never separate from. We never separate from yearning from our mother. Our earth that is connected to our mother, who mourns because we all lost and forgot the laws of our father. And we put other powers before theirs. And that is your plural. That is your nuclear family. That is your together. They split you apart. They split your energy apart and they got you in a loop. You're no longer going, you know what I'm saying? You got no more flow. You're just going like this over here. And in Christianity, you're just going like this. And you got no more flow. Alam and Kajalam simply meaning mother and father. A more accurate translation for Alam, however, is she who has borne children, from the perfect aspect of the root verb al, to bear children, al. So when they got Allah, all that, the al root is to bear children. The name of the male god, Kajalam, specifically indicates his having begotten male offspring. Thus, he who has begotten sons. Right? He who has begotten sons. So, this Kajalam only begets sons. When you have a son, it's going to the seed, father to son, all the way back to your father. Your mother begets children. So does that mean that men are from Mars, women are from Venus? And that's what me and Uno were laughing about. They had to drop the whole time. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. So we're always conflicting energies because they're going back to their mother. We're going back to the seed of our father who only begets sons. Mother and father. He who has begotten sons. All right. So it says, Fray Bartolome de las Casas wrote in the 16th century that the people of Guatemala worshipped as their principal gods the great father, the great mother that were in heaven, apparently referring to this divine couple. Again, the nuclear family. So it's a pre-hijack way of looking at it. It's only the introduction. We're only getting started with this. I love all y'all. This is Drop Nation. You know how we get down. You know how we break it down. And this is very interesting, just right quick if we have time. Right here, the framer and shaper. So, Cakchiquels, framer, refers to one who makes something by putting things together, i.e. a building from stone or adobe, a mill from various ingredients. This is wisdom. Or a woven cloth from individual threads. So this refers to your mother, refers to one who makes something by putting things together. Your mother puts it together. Your mother makes a house a home, a building from stone or adobe, creativity, a meal from various ingredients. That's creativity. That's your mother. She makes it happen, right? Your father, the shaper, Beto, refers to one who makes something by modeling, i.e. pottery from clay. Did not your father, so he formed you out of clay. He formed you, he shaped you with what? His vibration, his word, his law. Refers to one who makes something by modeling pottery from clay or a sculpture from carved stone, thus giving shape to an otherwise amorphous substance, water. The waters were just doing their thing, and his shape, his word gave it shape. His word gave it vibration, gave it shape. The framer and the shaper are the most frequently mentioned gods involved in the creation of the world and its inhabitants. So pre-hijack, we're finding out that the framer and shaper, the divine, the nuclear family, the male and female perfect balance are the most frequent mentioned gods involved in the creation of the world and its inhabitants. Their names imply that the creation involved giving frame and shape to matter that already existed rather than conjuring something out of nothing. Because matter already exists. Energy already is. They gave shape and frame to it, existing rather than conjuring something out of nothing. This pair of gods was so important that soon after the Spanish conquest, Father Domingo de Viso used their quiche names to refer to the God, capital G-O-D, of the Old Testament. That's from Carmack and Mondolet. Monlock. Let me read that again. That's important. This pair, this nuclear family, all right, the framer and shaper, was so important that soon after the Spanish conquest, so after the Spaniards raped, murdered, pillaged, and they talked to some priests that were still alive, after they understood the nuclear family, they said, wow, Father Domingo de Viso used their quiche names to refer to the God of the Old Testament. The Old Testament, not the New Testament, not the new song, not the new tune. This Father Domingo separated that and said, oh, that's the God of the Old Testament. Our new song is Jesus, is the gospel. Our new song is Christianity. Our new song is get down or lay down, convert or die. It's what they brought to you now that you see that you already here, that you were called the Ethiopian here, that you were fighting for Jerusalem that Columbus said he came for in his records in Sevilla, Spain here. Let me get it one more time. Make our dismount. The framer refers to wisdom, refers to one who makes something by putting things together, building, a building from stone or adobe, a mill from various ingredients, or a woven cloth from individual threads. Bieto, shaper, refers to one that makes something by modeling pottery from clay or sculpture from carved stone, thus giving shape to an otherwise amorphous substance. The framer and shaper are the most frequently mentioned gods involved in the creation of the world and its inhabitants. Their names imply that the creation involved giving frame and shape to matter that already existed rather than conjuring something out of nothing. This pair of gods was so important that soon after the Spanish conquest, Father Domingo de Viso used their quiche names to refer to the God of the Old Testament. Oh! So when we say that there's a God of the old and a God of the new, because they're calling it old and new, they're saying that your stuff is old and done and your laws are gone. This is the new way, the new song. It's the new song. You're old. This is new. So your God is done. Our God is here. Our God is Zeus, Isus, Jesus. Some might call him Yahweh Shai, Yeshua, whatever you want to call him. He's a new person. He's not the God of the old that was separated even by them, Domingo, in their records, and he gave it their quiche name. And according to him, he gave it their quiche name. So we can only sharpen up. We can only understand the indigenous truth. We can only bring it on home, man. We can only bring it all the way back. And understand that there's an excellent new tune. This is from Samuel Seawall. Love to let us find the truth. Our blessed Savior has altered. Their blessed Savior is the new God of the new. And the new God, Jesus, altered the measures of the ancient love song. The ancient love song, the nuclear family, the framer and shaper, and set it to the most excellent new tune, 440 hertz hijack, which all ought to be ambitious of learning. Everyone should learn that bullshit. These Ethiopians, as black as they are, referring to you here in America, Ethiopians, as black as they are, seeing they are the sons and daughters of the first Adam, the brethren and sisters of the last Adam, and the offspring of God. Hey, yeah. They ought to be treated with respect, agreeable. Stay up, suit up, choose up.